Okay, so what kidnapped my social media feed this morning was the Golden Globe. So I don't even know if these guys have a website. If not, I would have read all this information from their website. But I would like to believe that Wikipedia, oh shit, is going to give us an accurate summary. Yeah, it was held yesterday, yada, yada, yada. They have a host, yada, yada, yada. So, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of scroll through who won and who didn't win. Just a, a quick, what do they call it? Note. I haven't watched most of these films, I'm sure. So, let's even zoom in. All right, so the first film here, I haven't seen it. It's called Hamnet. I haven't seen it. I've been hearing of it. I saw this one halfway. I saw it halfway, and I couldn't finish it. I've been hearing good things about this one, and I've seen this one. I can't make a choice, honestly. When it comes to film and TV, walai, I have no stake. I'm just going through it, clapping for who I could possibly know, scoffing in case maybe I know like the lineup. So Nouvelle Vague, no other choice. Marty Supreme, I think, is the one that everyone's raving over. Blue Moon is starring who? Starring Ethan. Oh, for real? That guy still acts. That's nice. But yeah, Bugonia, Marty Supreme, one battle after another. I have seen one battle after another actually, and yikes, best picture. Okay, best motion picture. Okay, I heard good things about this one. I've also heard good things about this one. So the guy from this The Secret Agent one, I don't know if this is Wagner or Wagner. Okay, but wow, wow, wow. Even this guy, wow. What even triggered me to even do a reaction to something that I have no teeth in the game for is there's a lot of talk about this guy versus who's the other guy? This guy. A lot of the talk revolves around the fact that this guy played two characters in one film. And they're saying that this guy's movie came out like 3, 4 weeks ago. So I just wanted to quickly comment on that. Honestly, I don't think that is grounds for saying, okay, automatically this performance is better than the other. Some people are claiming racism. And when it comes to the arts, right? When it comes to the arts, so we're not talking about like the sciences where somebody has evidently like the best equation or best formula to something that will now look at it and be like, oh, this is, we'll give the weaker formula ahead. So when you now give like the weaker formula, or the weaker approach, or the weaker adaptation of technology, you can cry racism, or not cry per se, or you can at least allege racism. But when it comes to the arts, chill, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, they do 6, 6. That's interesting. More people that way. So when you cry racism over the arts, it's one of those things that people just end up debating over like politics, not policy, not government. I'm talking politics. You understand? That's why we live in a world where people see it as a matter of difference of opinion that literally at this point certain people should live. Okay, so on the grounds of someone playing two people, nah, that's not enough grounds to say that he deserved what was the last week on the Critics' Choice over this guy. I haven't seen this movie; it's still in theaters, and I don't think I will see it. Oh, nice to see Jesse Plemons. I know this guy. I don't know who this is. And I know Ethan Hawke. One battle after the another. And that's another thing that this genre fraud thing. Like how while I'm happy that Kendrick and Caesar have a bonus nomination, they're in pop for 30 for 30 of all songs. Like she herself on that album had more pop leading songs. She won now with her song with Phoebe Bridgers. She won a Grammy for that song in pop. This whole genre fraud thing. It's labels and or in this case film studios just shoving their movies wherever they can, just so like I get bonus nominations because why on earth is this movie? This movie would have won if it's in drama because I feel like every year, these awards are given to people within the industry by other people in the industry. So every year, within the industry, I feel like they just talk among themselves and like, okay, we're going to give this guy, okay? Because if you, right, let's do something. Let's do 2024 in film. I want to really pass across my point. Let's just go to see all the awards for film. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god. Where are the winners, Jerry? Yeah. Okay. So you can see almost every year, like all I'm going to just do is like change the number in the URL and then we'll now compare. But look at this year. This was last year. The Brutalist. Oh, and then Anora. Okay, so they shook it up. But okay, this is one award. This is also one award. Wicked, wow. Okay, so this one, right? Two. So you can see there's like a consistency. Like, how possible is it? You have one, two, three, four, well, four, five, whatever, and five bodies, right? With supposedly different people, supposedly their own independent set of rules and all of that. All of them decided, exactly. There's hardly ever a year without a clean sweep, you understand? So everybody looked at it and they were like, okay, right from when was the first one? The Golden Globes. Right from the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice, the BAFTA people, the Screen Actors, because these people are actors, and then the Academy, all of them were like, oh, okay. I mean, fine, fair enough. I've seen Emilia Perez, and yeah, it was very nice. All of them in that film did well. All of them. Even what's the singer? Selena Gomez did very well. But I'm saying, like, in a year, right, you're going to have at least hundreds of films to go through. And somehow all these bodies narrowed it down to practically the same amount of nominees, the same set of nominees, and the same set of winners. Literally across board unique. So let's check 2023 to test the theory. So Oppenheimer down, Christopher Nolan down, Cillian Murphy. Okay, he didn't get clean, but still you get the idea. Oh, this was held after the Oscars, but what's this lady's name? She down, Emma Stone down, Robert Downey Jr. down, Davin Joy Randolph down. So this year, almost all of them. The screenplay, what's this? Anatomy of a Fall, American. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, this is just one award. Barbie. Okay, I think they mixed it up with the screenplay a bit. Hold on, who won? Oh, this is the Oscar. Original screenplay and American fiction. I don't know what American fiction is. This is just to point out, like, these people are or appear to just be giving the same batch of people, because these are the same batch of names that were in the Critics' Choice. So it makes you wonder that even something that brands itself as Critics' Choice, right? At least, I guess what would be the film equivalent of like a pitchfork. Why are you still having the same set of industry people, right? When you could very easily... Now, I get that these are all indie pictures, but Timothée Chalamet is not an indie name, or he's not indie. He's exactly... I know they nominate indie films, right? But these people are big people. These are A-list... Okay, not this guy, maybe. But all this, I don't know this woman, but she might be. And just the name Skarsgård, just having that name alone puts you in like a D-list. So it brings to question the authenticity of the award. And yeah, also a lot of people are happy that she won something, which was a supporting female actor. Are we still doing female actor? Are we still calling it that? I think, okay. Yeah, I remember why I eventually agreed. But let me just throw the question out there while I'm still talking here. initially I had like the stance that, since we've all come to a conclusion in society that, gender bound, gender is a social construct and all of that. But do you now still think, right, that we should have gendered acting categories? You understand? Generally, I'm of the opinion like, no, we shouldn't. The Grammys have ditched that for over 10 years now and they've been fine. But in movies, I feel like, since the media is visual, I feel like still we could still make a case. Maybe instead of having it as separate categories, we could make like a longer list of nominees, like how you have Best Picture at the Oscars, having like up to 10 nominees these days. So I feel like we should merge it. Then, the results will now determine the, expose the biases of the people voting for them, because all these awards are just celebrities voting for celebrities at the end of the day. Because if an indie film ever wins an Oscar, like when I'm saying indie, right, I'm talking indie, like we don't know the director, we don't know, like you can see they're using iPhones as mics and all of that. So yeah, that's just something like having all these awards and then they claim to celebrate the best in film. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that these are bad films or they are not the best in film, but I mean, it's sus to say the best, to say the least, right? When the nominees are basically copy pastes of each other. But yeah, generally, I don't really have teeth in the game. I just wanted to react based. What even drew me to this page was what was it again? This guy and Michael B. Jordan. So yeah, like I keep seeing comments like that, like, oh, it's racism, sounds about white hair. Then they were saying his girlfriend, who apparently is a Kardashian, bought the awards for him. Like, and I mean, where was she when he probably didn't even get any nominations for the likes of Dune and all the other films he's done? I know this guy was in what was that one? Lady Bird. Yeah, he had like a passive role in Lady Bird or so. Like, where was she? Where was the girlfriend's money when it was time for Dune and everything? Now, am I denying that possibly took place? I cannot know. I literally cannot know. When you just want to devalue someone's effort, right, based on a suspicion. Now, if it's that you are behind the scenes and then you are now airing dirty laundry. First of all, this is in news. It's this same Golden Globes that I think there was one random ass show that there was rumors that they lodged the voting members in hotels and then the show got nominations or something like that. I think it was Golden Globes specifically that had that allegation some years back. So when you don't know something like that, I don't think it's good to even like hint at it, because what you're doing now is you are casting doubt over the validity of someone's talents. Now you can make the argument that again these awards are celebrities giving celebrities awards. That said, even if it's just celebrities giving celebrities awards, these are all undeniably good performances. As the bulk of anything really on your screen is good. People can't afford in this economy to waste film on bad pictures. I'm sure even the Razzies now they'll be really having a tough time. Yeah, they also do for television. I think everything outside the Oscars does also for television. So I haven't seen the pits, I haven't seen the studio. I have seen Adolescence, and you see that boy without even scrolling. I know that boy won. Oh my God, that was like a performance, right? That got the hype that is really like, it lived up to the hype. Yeah, this kid. Happy that they have something to celebrate. I am happy that all these people have achieved. Jesus, they didn't put the guy's picture. Of all people not to put their pictures. Amy Poehler has a podcast. Wow. Yeah, I hope they didn't nominate like Ben Shapiro or something. Let me see. NPR, Sirius XM. Cause remember when they brought out the short list, right? They had Ben Shapiro down. I'm like, oh my God, you have got to be kidding me. Yeah, basically like PC podcasts, I guess. Armchair expert with I don't know any of these podcasts. Do I listen to podcasts? I feel like I just put YouTube videos. I just put YouTube videos in my ear. And then these are the people for the show. So another thing that has me kind of curious is why are the shows? Oh wow, Black Mirror is getting nominations still. So why is there a lot of hype over the show itself? Like, we're basically just waiting for them to announce who won. I don't know if it's still, I don't want to use the word wise, but if it's still wise for them to keep making the shows, because it's expensive doing these shows, getting it on cable and everything. You have to pay for, airings and, rent a venue, give them swag bags and all of that. Yeah, it's fun watching, especially actors. People watch these things to see their favorite actors specifically, to getting awards, thanking everything from under their shoe to the top of their head for the award. But I feel like these shows, right, are becoming a bit expensive. The Oscars outright said that they're going to be airing on YouTube. Yeah, I feel like these shows are expensive. I hope that somehow these organizers can keep up. If not, should they need to pivot? Who's Helen Mirren for real? So should they need to pivot in the future into like digital media or something, that it shouldn't be too difficult for them? Yeah, so I haven't really seen any of these movies. I can't really comment. Oh yeah, and then I also saw this one. This was a category. I mean, what are you awarding exactly? Let's read what it's supposed to be about. The Golden Globe for Cinematic Box Achievements, first awarded in 2024. According to the Clark, the new organizing body of the award recognizes the year's most acclaimed, highest earning and or most viewed films that have garnered extensive and attained. So basically, popular films with a touch of flair to them, I guess. Well, I mean, as like a bonus category, just acknowledge an artist's name is 24. Wow. Acknowledge the people that are watching. Let it be that the blockbuster movies. So people, because a big accusation, especially the Oscars had, was nobody watches those movies. Nobody has seen those movies yet. They're getting awards left and right. I've never really seen that as a valid argument. Like when it comes to rewarding the arts generally, I feel like a body can do whatever it wants to do. For all they can even, maybe they can put this guy best actor, whatever, they can do whatever they want to do, whatever floats their boat. You can't argue with the results of like an award show at all. You can't challenge that. You can express grievances and feel like, but to say that a whole body of people are dumb because they voted for a certain person, I get the temptation, but still, you need to grow. That's a category. So whether or not they did this to satisfy audiences unknown, they know why they put that. To me, do I feel like that should be a category? Honestly, it depends. If it gets them the views that they are looking for, fine. If it's something that are within like a board meeting or something, it went well with them, then that's fine. There are categories I would add. There are categories I would remove. Like I said earlier, I feel like these two one category, these two one category, these two one category. Yeah, the animation people, they only get one category, which is like, and obviously the directors are hardly ever nominated, if ever. Even the voice people, the voice actors aren't nominated ever. So I would maybe even flesh this out more. Yeah, so another thing that I just wanted to touch on is I learned recently, so how we have this EGOT thing, the Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and Tonys. Now, after the nominations were, controversy diminished once it was known that right-wing conservative podcasts were shut out almost completely, and mostly comedy stars, were nominated for their respective podcasts. Helen said that the original list of 21 shows compiled by Illuminates reflects the depth, and the Golden Globes are proud to be the first major entertainment. The Grammy should be recognizing podcasts as far as I'm concerned. They ought to be. And yeah, expectedly, because these people, I like how they claim, these awards, they're so woke. They only give woke celebrities and all of that. But look at them bitching and moaning about, because it was up their alley. It was up their alley to be bitching and moaning about random things like this. Things that they claim they are not bothered by. So what was there? Now, Why were they in a row? So yeah, so I was talking about the EGOT. So you know how we have the Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and Tony. So I don't know how on earth we started hyping up that thing, but let me give you perspective as to why it doesn't really move me, especially that tea. So right from time the tea was out of like I'm not bothered who wins a tea, which is a Tony. I am genuinely not bothered. Let me show you why. Tony Award. The Antoinette Perrier Award for Excellence in Broadway Theatre. Okay, this word alone, right? Where is Broadway? I like how they have a link. It's a theater genre that consists of each with 500 or more seats in the theater district at Lincoln Center along Broadway, New York. So someone needs to do a stage performance, because reading up until this, right? What's it called? It applies anywhere. You could set up like a stadium in your backyard and possibly win a Tony. But in the theater district, so that is like basically a street or a neighborhood, and Lincoln Center along Broadway in Midtown Manhattan, not even like all of New York, Manhattan, New York City. What, like, bro? So that is what someone's, upper echelon apex title in performing arts should be restricted by. I mean, this is just like a call to action. Not a call to action, because obviously people will hype up what they want to hype up. But I mean, bro, like, because someone didn't perform on stage or have some affiliation to a production on stage in New York City, right? Like that's not. I don't feel like we should hype up such an award to the point where we're even using it as a measure against international acts that don't even speak English. You understand? So yeah, until they broaden where this covers, like let it cover theaters around the world, not just the US and maybe the UK, because that's the next thing they'll do. They'll be like, oh, foreign, no, first world, yeah, but let it cover globally, like, so it's a globally recognized award. So I don't think the Oscars are restricted to country, because I think even Timbuktu and all those premier African films have had their fair share of glory at the Oscars, even though they are commonly just relegated to the best foreign language film. So yeah, so I brought that up because I recently there's rumors that even Canadian shows, Canada is just the next country, aren't eligible for Emmys. And the cop out in the comment section was there. Oh, there's the international Emmy. No. An Emmy is an Emmy. Please, if it doesn't cover everybody, then it's not worth the hype, because this is what it has helped to do. It has helped to solidify this impression that we have globally that Americans make the best media. Not necessarily. I mean, literally, the year, right? What was it? Parasite won. Donald Trump had a fit. And a lot of people I saw around comment sections around that time, Parasite was their, would I call it spiritual awakening, or just basically awakening? Like how, what's his name? I Show Speed is running around Africa, and people are like, what? It's not just Huts. You understand? So having these awards being so American centered, okay, let's look at it. Let's just look at the nominees. They're either British or American. Most of them are American. So he is Brazilian. American, or at best British. British, I think. She is British, I think. Jennifer Lawrence is still, wow. But basically, yeah, you get the idea. These are American or British people at best. And if it was that, an American is taking one slot out of five, because are you telling me that these people really sat down, watched films from worldwide, and landed on three Americans, inclusive of Dwayne Johnson and Oscar Isaac? Oscar Isaac is an American, I think. Hold on, well, let me confirm. Even if he's still from like a first world country, so he's an American. Yeah, so inclusive of these people, for real, you watched every film, you watched every South Asian film, you watched every East Asian film, you watched every African film. Even I can't, put my life on the line for a lot of Nigerian films, right? But at least I can vouch for, some countries that I've seen within Africa, their films, exactly. And by Nigerian films, I mean popular Nigerian films. We have art house in Nigeria too, so it's not all. What's the term that they're terming it now? Lekki Wood, Asaba Wood, hey. I would vote Asaba Wood films, but Lekki Wood is we need help. So yeah, I like. Yeah, it's creating the impression. Okay, look at the best picture. Hamnet. These are first world films outside this one. And maybe this one, I don't know where this one is from. Oh, and yeah, but it was just an accident, is still a first world film. So it creates this idea that, Eurocentric films, or films that basically Americans have significant hand in. Because you can say this film is in French, but on the production team, there's at least there might be, not there will be, but often is that there's a lot of American investment in some of these more popular films. So yeah, so the hype, right? At least the Golden Globes and the like, they're still keeping up the impression that, oh, these are global awards. But you see that Tony, especially, like literally just within the first sentence, I don't feel like we should be hyping this on a global scale. For like an American, okay, this is the apex, or someone who works in America frequently. This, yes, we can agree, is the apex recognition of your career as a stage actor, producer, director, whatever you want to call yourself. But when it comes to like global plays, no, we can't make people stress over winning something that they need to perform within. So it's not even that they can come to some theater in Los Angeles, even. No, New York, Manhattan, what? Yeah. So and then same thing for the Emmys. Like, call it an Emmy, nothing like international Emmys, because what you're doing now is you are effectively reducing the value of the international Emmy when you have to put the suffix international to it. So if it's better, like, okay, call one the US Emmys ahead, let everybody know that they're not watching that one. Then you put the same effort you put to getting the international shows the recognition in the international Emmys. Do the show, do the visas, get them all visas and all of that. If that's what you're afraid of, do the show, do the presentation, do the pizzazz for the Emmys, not the international Emmys, because you are effectively cheapening the value of the other ones. So that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, as I've said, you can't really protest what people do in the name of the arts. Yeah, so I think that's just what I wanted to say. So do I want to talk about anything other than that? Honestly, no. Okay, you see these people, right? Yeah, I feel like when it comes to film, these people haven't failed me. These people haven't failed me, I won't lie. What was the recent one? Let's do 2024, then 2025. Yeah, so these people haven't failed me. I every year I just give them a lookout and okay, so I saw Anora. It was okay. Yeah, I saw Black Dog. So these people haven't failed me ever, and I like that there's a lot of international representation. Yeah, still obviously a lot of it is still first world, first world, first world, but still at least we get a lot of international recommendation. And yeah, you also have like a healthier list of diverse nominees because the fact that you're even able to reduce best picture nominees to just five, woo, you know how much of a task that would be. So yeah, so I saw Emilia Perez. Uh, uh, I liked the acting. That's what I'll say. So, but Sean Baker, American film, like he made an American film. Do you get? It wasn't like pretentious. No, it's an indie film with Mikey Madison is a celebrity now, but before that she was at best just read her head in some American production. So I liked the aesthetic of this film. Let me see what else this guy directed. I'm going to call. Okay, how about I just do search for. Do I know any of his films? So yeah, he always does these like A24 projects, A24 esque projects. So yeah, this is indie film and all of that. I know I'm here ranting for over like 40 minutes now. That it's for real that what's it called? The Oscars aren't recognizing indie film, but and that there are other indie film awards. So I think that is what I'll actively have to pursue moving forward. You understand? Because I can't rely on the Academy Awards or some. Not that the films that they award are bad films, but I feel it just has the air of make or break. You understand? It's very make or break. The stakes are high, and when the stakes are high, there can be corruption. So I can't, within my heart, vouch for the legitimacy of an Oscar. You understand? So that isn't to say that the Oscar movies are bad. That isn't to say that everyone who's won an Oscar or a Golden Globe or a Critics' Choice or whatever is corrupt or they paid their way or had favors done or all of that. No, I'm just saying that I'd rather, as a matter of preference, I'm not necessarily as a mark of this is true art. There's no best art, all right? I can tell you, okay, these were my favorite songs, my favorite albums in a year, but there is no objective best when it comes to the arts. So yeah. Happy for these people. A lot of them now, because having one, even if it's just these two, that's the critics and the Golden Globes. It's a good thing on their CVs because within the industry they value these awards. The music industry is a lot more open access, so that's why even it's almost like winning a Grammy is even a curse now. So, but when it comes to your craft being directly tied to someone giving you the opportunity, because making an album is understandably cheaper than making even just 30 minutes of a film. So, yeah, happy for these people, happy that they are happy. They ought to be happy. These are just springboards for their careers. I wish them well. And I'll obviously check in, or, even if I can't like shun these kinds of events outright. I just check in like, oh, let me get what the hype is about. Just see it for seeing sake if possible. And yeah, all right. So I think I'll leave it there. So a lot of things are happening in the world now, bad things that are just getting me sad. So this one, I just wanted to use it to clear my head a bit and just like an archive that I spoke on something. I think big takeaway from this recording is number one, it's not necessarily racism that just because somebody played two characters and one you haven't seen in the movie. Because many of the people who are complaining that he won haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say. Or many of the people, the bulk of the people complaining, haven't seen the movie. They're also complaining about where is she? They're complaining about her, but ah, where you have fans, you have fans. So I'm happy everyone here has their own like fan, line army of fans. Yeah, so main takeaway, it's not necessarily racism when someone loses an award. I still feel performance category should be merged. I don't know if that's controversial. Please, if that's controversial, let me know in the comments. And yeah, overall, just happy for these people. And I wish them well on the grounds that they are good people. And I'll end this recording here. Thank you for listening if you listen to the whole thing. And there'll probably be another recording of the kind some other time.